Welcome back. Look at Cloud Consultant, and today is episode 12, Governance and Compliance. So, first things first, let's talk about Azure policies. We briefly talked about policies for tags, and we've talked about it a little bit through the fundamentals course. But things to really note about policies. First of all, they're set at each level, they're inherited, and they're historical. So say you set a policy at a resource group level for virtual machines, right? It would then mean that that's going to be inherited by all the virtual machines inside that resource group, but also historical virtual machines. So if there already are 10 in there, not only does it apply to the 11th you make, but it also applies to the 10 that are already there. And now policies can be integrated easily into ADO, Azure DevOps. Now a policy can either be an individual policy or an initiative, which is just a group of policy. The example that they give is enable monitoring in Azure Security Center, includes policy definitions for OS vulnerabilities, missing endpoints, etc. So basically, when you enable a specific thing, like enable monitoring, right, that actually is a collection of policies within itself, i.e. an initiative. So when a policy has been applied, say to a resource or a resource group, it will be flagged if it fails that policy, so if it doesn't comply. But one thing that you can do with policies is you can have like an auto-resolve. For example, tags. Say you don't want this word used, instead replace it with this other word. You could then leverage that. Now, within Azure Policy, you have built-in definitions for storage, compute, networking, monitor, and security center. So your kind of basic stuff. So next up, we have Microsoft Purview, which is essentially just a way to govern data. Right, that's all you need to know for AZ-900, and it works for SaaS, hybrid, on-prem. There's two main solution areas, risk and compliance and unified data governance, but really you only need to know about unified data governance for AZ-900. Basically here it creates an up-to-date map of your entire data estate, identifies the sensitive data, creates a secure environment for data consumers to find this valuable data that they need from your map, and then generate insights about how this data is used and stored, as well as managing access to it. So basically it's for data governance. That's all you need to know, and part of how it works is by leveraging O365 products such as Teams and Exchange. Next up we have resource locks. They can either be delete or read only, meaning you can lock it for deletion, which means it can't be deleted but it can be read and changed, or read only, meaning it can be only read, nothing else. Now, why would you want to do that? Because you don't want to accidentally delete it, or you don't want people to be able to modify it, etc. Now, this lock can be removed if you have the privileges, leveraging RBAC. So if you have the right role, you can then remove the lock, make the changes, and then add it or not back on. Next up, we have the Service Trust Portal. Now, on the Service Trust Portal, you get in it using your Entra org account, so your Microsoft Cloud Services account. It provides access to various content, tools, and other resources about Microsoft security, privacy, and compliance and practices. On the main menu, you get the Service Trust Portal, My Library, and then All Documents. So if we look at here what it would look like, basically you come in and you'll have, see, Service Trust Portal, My Library, all documents, and then you can pin them and they'll stay in your library. But basically, as it says, learn how Microsoft Cloud Services protect your data and how you can manage cloud data security and compliance for your organization. So it's just for documentation. Anyway, that's governance and compliance. Next up, we're going to look at managing and deploying resources.